Welcome back to Man, Myth, or Legend. For Chapter 3, I thought I would pick someone who seems to always have something going on. Ryan Reynolds. I'm going to dig a little deeper into the life and career of Mr. Reynolds. So, make sure you stick around to see some cool stuff you may not know about him. He goes from making entertaining hit movies, starting Maximum Effort Production Company, which is now part of an ownership group set to build a massive film studio in Toronto, to investing in multiple businesses. Some of you know, Aviation Gin, Mint Mobile, co-owner of the Wrexham football team, doing voice work in video games, social media poking fun at Hugh Jackman, you know, his bromance, and of course, his social media back and forth with his wife, Blake Lively. He has tremendous work ethic and doesn't take no for an answer. Take Deadpool, for example. He was committed to getting it made. He spent 11 years trying to get a studio to greenlight the movie. Ryan first got involved with the Merc with a Mouth in 2004. In the April 2004 comic, Deadpool and Cable #2, there was a featured joke where Wade says he looks like Ryan Reynolds crossed with a Shar-Pei. Ryan himself has said he loved the joke, and it made him want to play the character. Keep in mind, this was 4 years before X-Men Origins Wolverine. Ryan got the chance to play the character in a movie, but it was not a very good version. In addition, I will prepare you for the 2 movies coming out in 2024, starring our guy, so hang around a while. I am glad you're here, and would appreciate if you'd hit the subscribe button. Click the like button if you're enjoying this. Okay. Let's rewind to the beginning. Ryan was born in Vancouver, Canada in 1976. He is the youngest of 4 sons. He began acting at the age of 13. He played small roles in a number of television series, but became discouraged and quit acting at the age of 19. A few months later, he ran into a fellow actor who convinced him to try again and move with him to LA. He found work in television on shows such as Sabrina the Teenage Witch, The Outer Limits, and The X-Files. He appeared in several smaller movies from 1993 to 2001, but nothing that stood out. His first notable role was in 2002 in National Lampoon's Van Wilder. Ryan played the lead character. The film also starred Tara Reid, Cal Penn, and Tim Matheson. The film follows the misadventures of Van Wilder. He is a 7th-year senior who has made it his life's goal to help undergrads at Coolidge College succeed in the future. He spends his days driving around campus in his customized golf cart, posing nude for figure drawing classes, and organizing soirees and fundraisers for his peers. This was the beginning of Ryan's comedic abilities. He had the opportunity to work with Michael Douglas and Albert Brooks in The In-Laws. Ryan was reunited with Cal Penn in Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. This was a wild comedy in which he has a cameo as a male nurse. His first foray into a Marvel superhero film was in Wesley Snipes' Blade Trinity, the 3rd and final installment in the Blade trilogy. The movie also starred Chris Christopherson and Jessica Biel. He plays Hannibal King, part of a band of vampire hunters called the Night Stalkers. They invite Blade to join them. Ryan went through intensive physical training to play the character. This would prepare him for some of his future roles. His next lead role was in the 2005 supernatural horror remake of the Amityville Horror. This was the only horror film of his career to date. The same year, he starred in the Christmas romantic comedy Just Friends. The film also starred Amy Smart and Anna Faris. Ryan had to put on a fat suit to play Chris Brander, an obese high school senior. He is secretly in love with his best friend, Jamie Palomino. 10 years later, a womanizing Chris has lost weight and lives in LA. He is a highly successful record producer and vice president of the company. Before Christmas, he is asked to accompany self-obsessed pop singer Samantha James to Paris, so she signs with their label. Samantha sets her private plane on fire, causing an emergency landing in New Jersey, near Chris's hometown. He attempts to free himself of the friend zone with Jamie. This was an enjoyable, funny movie that most of us can relate to. Not that I was obese, but we all have had someone that we had a crush on in high school. Ryan was great in this one. In 2006, he was part of an ensemble cast that included Ben Affleck, Andy Garcia, Chris Pine, Jason Bateman, and the late Ray Liotta in the movie Smokin' Aces. He had another rom-com in Definitely Maybe in 2008. The film co-starred Isla Fisher, Rachel Weisz, Elizabeth Banks, Abigail Breslin, and Kevin Kline. The film was about a former political consultant who tries to help his 10-year-old daughter understand his pending divorce by telling her the story of his past romantic relationships and how he ended up marrying her mother. This was another great example of Ryan's talents in romantic comedies. This brings us to Ryan's first opportunity to play Wade Wilson, 2009's X-Men Origins Wolverine. As I mentioned earlier, this version of Deadpool was not the one we know. Ryan did, however, have some cool scenes. Wade is a wisecracking mercenary with lethal swordsmanship skills and peak athleticism. In this version, Wade is killed by Sabretooth and is transformed into Weapon XI-11... okay, whatever. A genetically altered mutant killer. He is called Deadpool because the compatible powers of the other mutants that have been pooled into one being. This interpretation of Deadpool is lacking the traditional red suit and mask. It also includes a mouth sewn shut. The birth of Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool began. From there, Ryan starred in The Proposal with Sandra Bullock. This was another gem in his rom-com crown. The film also starred Malin Ackerman, Craig T. Nelson, Mary Steenburgen, and the incomparable Betty White. He played Andrew Paxton, a long-suffering personal assistant to Bullock's Margaret Tate. Margaret is at risk to be deported back to Canada. She blackmails Andrew into marrying her to get a green card and avoid deportation. They travel to Alaska to meet his family. The comedy on this film was fantastic. Ryan developed a great relationship with Betty White while filming this movie. This is definitely a must-see. Ryan's next opportunity to play a superhero was in the 2011 DC movie Green Lantern. He played Hal Jordan, Green Lantern. The movie also starred his future wife, Blake Lively, Angela Bassett, Tim Robbins, and the late Michael Clark Duncan, and Taika Waititi. The film tells the story of Hal Jordan, a test pilot who was selected to become the first human member of the intergalactic police force called the Green Lantern Force. He is given a ring that grants him superpowers. This film was not very good, as it was criticized for just about everything about it. Ryan even admitted later that he shouldn't have taken the role. You will see his thoughts on this later in this video. He is back to doing a rom-com in 2011's The Change-Up. The twist with this one is it's also a body switch film. The movie also stars Jason Bateman, Leslie Mann, and Olivia Wilde. Ryan plays Mitch Planko, a single guy in his sexual prime. Bateman's Dave Lockwood is married and has 3 kids. The two are best friends living in Atlanta who switched bodies after urinating into a fountain in which they had each other's lives. This movie is absolutely hilarious. Ryan and Bateman play great opposites. They find themselves in situations that only their original would know how to handle. It doesn't hurt to have the smoking hot Olivia Wilde in the film as eye candy. He got the chance to play opposite Denzel Washington in 2012 in Safe House. Ryan plays Matt Weston, a CIA officer on a low-level posting in Cape Town, South Africa. He is in charge of a safe house where the CIA is investigating Tobin Frost, a veteran operative accused of betraying the agency. When the safe house is attacked by mercenaries, Weston flees with Frost in his charge. As a team of killers who seem to be one step ahead of them track them through Cape Town, Weston wonders who to trust. This was an action-packed thriller and gave Ryan the opportunity to star with the Oscar-winning Denzel. Ryan's next obstacle to take was to do voice work for animated movies. He played Guy, a more evolved teenage cave boy in The Croods, and Turbo, a garden snail who dreams of becoming a racer in Turbo. This gave him the chance to work with Samuel L. Jackson for the first but not only time. He went back to live action when he starred in the supernatural action comedy film R.I.P.D. with Jeff Bridges. Ryan played Boston police detective Nick Walker. He is killed by his partner. He is drawn into a vortex that takes him to an office where he learns that he is dead and headed to judgment. He is recruited into the R.I.P.D., whose job is to find and capture deados, the souls of people who died but escaped judgment. He is partnered with Roycephus Pulsifer, a lawman from the Old West portrayed by Bridges. I really liked this one. It was a unique story for Hollywood, which made it that much more entertaining. There were a few more movies over the next 2 years that were not worth bringing up until... the role he has pursued for over 11 years, Deadpool. As we all know, this is the character that Ryan was born to play. The film achieved financial and critical success. It was the 9th highest grossing film of 2016. It broke several records, including the highest grossing R-rated movie up to that point. It also received 2 Critics' Choice Awards and 2 Golden Globe nominations. Ryan was praised for his performance. The character's ability to break the fourth wall throughout the film made it even more special. I don't think I need to break down the story, as I am sure you all know it as well as I do. This was Ryan showcasing why he cherished his character and fought so hard to bring it to the big screen. He even had a post-credit scene imitating the Ferris Bueller's post-credit scene.
You're still here. It's over. Go home. Oh, you're expecting a teaser for Deadpool 2. Well, we don't have that kind of money. You expecting Sam Jackson show up with an eye patch and a saucy little leather number? Go. Oh, but I can tell you one thing, and it's a bit of a secret. The sequel, we're gonna have Cable. Amazing character. Bionic arm, time travel. We have no idea who we're gonna cast yet, but it could be anybody. Just need a big guy with a flat top. Could be Mel Gibson, Dolph Lundgren, Keira Knightley. She's got range, who knows? Anyway, big secret. Shh. Oh, and don't leave your garbage all lying around. It's a total dick move. Go. Chicka-chicka.
Riding high on the success of Deadpool, Ryan then reunited with Samuel L. Jackson in 2017's The Hitman's Bodyguard. Their chemistry in this film was fantastic. The comedy timing throughout the film was just perfect. Ryan played Michael Bryce, a self-proclaimed AAA-rated bodyguard. He is hired to protect Jackson's Darius Kincaid, who is an imprisoned hitman that is on his way to testify at the International Criminal Court against a sadistic Eastern European dictator. The situations that the two of them get into provide a majority of the film's action. The dialogue between the characters is some of the funniest you'll ever see. At this point, you could say that Mr. Reynolds has had a great career, but as you know, there is still more. Deadpool 2 came out in 2018. The addition of Josh Brolin as Cable was genius. Any fan of Deadpool will know this story as well, but I wanted to at least do some highlights. After fighting organized crime as a wisecracking mercenary Deadpool for 2 years, Wade Wilson fails to kill one of his targets on his anniversary with his girlfriend Vanessa. The target inadvertently kills Vanessa instead of Wade. After wallowing in self-hate, he tries to commit suicide by blowing himself up. He sees a vision of Vanessa in the afterlife, but remains alive due to his healing abilities. The rest of the movie is based on developing Deadpool into a caring superhero. Everything from Colossus trying to make him an X-Men to Wade organizing a team of his own, the X-Force. The team goes on its first mission and parachutes down. Unfortunately, all members died during the landing except Deadpool and Domino. The X-Force team included cameos from Terry Crews, Bill Skarsgård, and Brad Pitt. The fight scene on the prison transport between Cable and Deadpool were great. You have to watch the battle between Juggernaut and Deadpool. Oh, and in case you didn't know, Ryan played the role of Juggernaut too. There's a cameo, sort of, from Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. In the mid-credit scene, Deadpool gets Cable's time-traveling device. He uses it to save Vanessa's life. He also kills the alternate version of Deadpool. You know, the one in X-Men Origins Wolverine. Remember when I said you'd see Ryan's thoughts on playing Green Lantern? Deadpool kills Ryan Reynolds after he finishes reading the screenplay for Green Lantern. From there, Ryan narrated a documentary, Great Bear Rainforest. He then voiced Pikachu in 2019's Detective Pikachu. When he told his wife Blake that he was doing the voice of Pikachu, she couldn't wait to hear how he would do the voice. After hearing it, she trolled him about it.
I mean, he didn't even change his voice. It just sounds like him. We're not going.
From there, he had an uncredited role in Hobbs and Shaw. He then starred in Six Underground from Netflix, reprised his voice role in The Croods: A New Age, did the sequel Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, then he had a surprise hit in Free Guy. Don't get me wrong, this film had its challenges. Director and producer Sean Levy initially passed on the film. 20th Century Fox acquired the rights to the movie, but then they were acquired by Disney. That made Free Guy one of the first films produced by 20th Century under the Disney banner. The film was delayed 2 times by the COVID-19 pandemic. How is that for surviving a lot of issues? The cast included Jodie Comer, Lil Rel Howard, Taika Waititi, and Channing Tatum. Cameos included Laura Spencer from Good Morning America, Alex Trebek posthumously, and my favorite, Chris Evans. There were also cameo appearances from gamers and streamers, Jacksepticeye, Ninja, Pokimane, Dan TDM, and Laserbeam, who provided commentary on their respective YouTube and Twitch channels from their own perspectives. movies. In addition, Ryan called in a few favors and got some famous friends to do voice roles in the film. Guys like Hugh Jackman, Dwayne Johnson, Tina Fey, and John Krasinski. Ryan played Guy, Blue Shirt Guy, a bank teller and non-player character, NPC, in Free City. He is initially unaware that he is a video game character. Free City is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game. The players are distinguished from the NPCs by the sunglasses they wear. Guy goes from being oblivious to his surroundings to becoming aware that he can break the daily routine. With the help of a player, Molotov Girl, Guy deviates from his programming. Molotov Girl is actually Millie Rusk, a software developer who helped create the source code for the game that was stolen by the game's manufacturer. Guy learns the game from the inside and quickly levels up, standing out from other players and becoming a worldwide sensation known as Blue Shirt Guy. Everyone believes that he is a hacker. This became one of my favorite Ryan Reynolds movies. My favorite part is the fight scenes between Blue Shirt Guy and Dude. Check out the Marvel connections.
What the shit?
The same year, Netflix released Red Notice with Ryan, Dwayne Johnson, and Gal Gadot. When it debuted, it was the most watched film in its debut weekend. It was also the most watched movie within 28 days of release on the platform. The trio of actors played well off of each other. Ryan and Johnson had experience working together in the past, and it paid off for this movie. The film has many twists and turns, so you need to watch it closely. I thought it was a good movie and worth watching. Ryan stayed with Netflix for his next film, The Adam Project, in 2022. He reunited with director Sean Levy to star and produce the movie. The cast included Mark Ruffalo, Jennifer Garner, and Zoe Saldana. Ryan decided to get out of his comfort zone to co-star with Will Ferrell in the Christmas musical comedy Spirited on Apple TV. He was challenged with the singing and dancing and even consulted with his friend Hugh Jackman. Jackman told him to try to just have fun. If he does, it will convey that to the audience. Will Ferrell poked fun at his singing and dancing throughout the filming. The film is a modern retelling of A Christmas Carol. This was a wonderful family Christmas movie. His next project was as an executive producer for Prime Video's Shotgun Wedding, starring Jennifer Lopez, Josh Duhamel, Lenny Kravitz, and Cheech Marin. He then had a cameo in Apple TV's Ghosted with Chris Evans and Ana de Armas. He returned the favor for Chris Evans doing his cameo in Free Guy. That brings us up to date with his movies. Ryan has 2 movies announced for 2024. The first is a live-action animated fantasy comedy film written, directed, and co-produced by John Krasinski. Krasinski also co-stars with Ryan. The list of voice actors is long and includes Steve Carell, Lou Gossett Jr., Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, Awkwafina, and Vince Vaughn. The movie is about a young girl named Bee who gains the ability to see people's imaginary friends, referred to as ifs for short. They have been abandoned by the kids they helped. She discovers that her neighbor, the man upstairs, played by Ryan, has the same ability. And then, wait for it, the one that everyone is anxiously anticipating, the team-up that we all have been wanting, Wade Wilson and James Logan Howlett. Oh wait, Deadpool and Wolverine. There are no actual details about the storyline. It took Ryan several years to convince Hugh Jackman to dust off the claws to reprise the role of the character. I think the additional coaxing from Marvel head Kevin Feige helped convince him. The theory is that Deadpool and Wolverine team up to eliminate the Fox versions of the X-Men to make room for the MCU versions. We'll have to wait and see if that's what really happens. This film has a potential to revive the superhero genre that is seeming to be fading away with each new movie. Let's hope that Ryan and Hugh have the punch to give fans hope for the future. I, for one, am looking forward to see what they can do. Speaking of these 2 actors, they have been friends since working together on X-Men Origins Wolverine. They created a fake feud for the media and fans just for fun. They have made many social media posts and commercials poking fun at each other. Let's take a look at a few of these.
Please, from the bottom of my heart, do not validate Ryan Reynolds in this way.
And Famke's making me think that I should have dressed up a little bit more.
What's that? Hang on.
Knock, knock. Whoa, so many stars. Was that Ian McKellen?
Ryan, the cast and I were all just reminiscing about the movie that we were all in together.
Well, this is my first time interviewing someone else. I'm very excited. Some of these questions I may have written before I saw the movie. So the movie's called Eddie the Eagle, and now you play Eddie.
No.
That's right?
No.
No.
You did see it, right, mate?
Oh, no, I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Yeah.
Come on. Right.
Man.
This is Hugh Jackman. noted humanitarian.
Hey, kid! Shut up!
Goodwill ambassador.
Go walk yourself.
Well, it didn't.
No. The Jackmans and Reynolds have been mortal enemies for as long as there have been Jackmans and Reynoldses.
G'day, mate. Hugh Jackman here. Just reminding you to get your votes in for People's Sexiest Men Alive.
I'm really busy doing some stuff, and if I... Yeah, don't give him too much attention. That's why I can't be there. There'll be sun. Happy birthday. Have a great night.
Let the dogs out. Let them out. No one knows.
Can't seem to bring him back. I can't seem to bring him back to the violence and mayhem. I'm trying. I talk to him every other day. Every other day he takes the call. But yeah, no, it's not really a rivalry, it's war.
Ryan started it. Insatiable need for attention. And it started with him calling me out and starting an online petition to get me to come back from Wolverine. And like, I've known Ryan for years. I'm like, dude, just privately. So I'm like, dude, come on, let's back it up. Let's just back this up. And he just won't let go. He's like a dog with a bone. So we just keep going and going.
Nomination, that's just crazy. That's crazy. Not because you don't deserve it. No.
Blake just texted me, said he won't get out of bed. He's furious.
Oh, hello. I know, right? Whose balls did I have to fondle to get my very own movie? I can't tell you, but it does rhyme with Pulverine. And let me tell you, he's got a nice pair of smooth criminals down under. Anyway, I got places to be, a face to fix.
Hey everyone, Ryan and I recently called it a truce in our social media war, and we promised to make ads for each other.
Yeah, we sure did. I've been working 24/7 on an ad for Hugh's incredible coffee company, Laughing Man, and he's been working hard 24/7, I imagine, on a aviation gin ad.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go first. Let's roll it.
Can't wait.
Can a cup of coffee be a superhero? Because Laughing Man beans are born with a special power. Sure, it's the best tasting coffee on the market. Yeah. It awakens your senses with unbelievable flavor, but it also lifts up communities around the world in the form of housing and scholarships. And Hugh could be behind such a heroic company. Hugh guessed it. My friend, Hugh Jackman, the loving and caring man who created Laughing Man. Make every cup count.
Wow. Wow, man, that's really professional.
Thanks.
It's like,
It costs $1 million.
really?
Yeah.
Wow. I'm not quite ready to show mine yet, but let's just cut for a second.
What?
No, it's not almost finished, just some color correcting
for
a
a
little
second.
bit. No,
Let's just roll it. Come on, I
it's
can't wait
almost
to see
there.
it. Go, roll it.
Ryan Reynolds is a complete and total The gin's pretty great, though. I'll have to try it someday. Sorry, man, I didn't think the truce was actually real.
On the family side of things, Ryan and his wife, Blake Lively, have trolled each other through social media as well. Some of them make fun of each other, while some are very complimentary. Let's take a quick look at some of these.
You are the best thing that has ever happened to me. Second only to this star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Blake, my wife, is very good at cooking, and Jake might be just a little bit better. You make everything better. I mean, absolutely everything in my life better. You've made me the father of my dreams when I thought I only had fun uncle potential. So, thank you. I love you. Yeah, we live up in the burbs. Yeah, he comes over and he can. Blake, my wife, is very good at cooking, and Jake might be just a little bit better.
There'll be no strings to bind your heart. There's no need to. Just call me angel of the morning.
Ryan is a very committed family man. He adores his wife and 4 daughters. Okay, you now have all the information on Mr. Reynolds. It's time for you to decide. Is Ryan Reynolds man, myth, or legend? Post your decision in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, click on the like button, and hit the bell. Look for my next video, Chapter 4, Eddie Murphy. Until next time, see you soon, and let's go to the movies.